All right, so you're thinking about going for a fire commissioner interview.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big deal.
Huge.
We've got some resources from RoleCatcher that are going to help you just nail it. From like understanding the role to like really tackling those tough interview questions.
Absolutely.
Think of this like a shortcut to interview brilliance with RoleCatcher's AI as your secret weapon.
Yeah. You know what's fascinating about the fire commissioner role?
What's that?
It really needs a unique mix of leadership, strategic thinking, and deep understanding of fire safety. It's about being like a visionary leader that can really safeguard an entire community.
Exactly. It's a huge responsibility.
It is.
So before we like jump into those interview questions, let's use RoleCatcher to map out what a typical career path of a fire commissioner looks like. That way it kind of gives us a roadmap of where you are now and where you want to be.
Oh, that's cool. Like a GPS for your career.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that.
So RoleCatcher lays out these typical stages, from firefighter to lieutenant to captain to chief, and then ultimately commissioner. And each of those stages has its own set of responsibilities, its own challenges, and the skills you need to master along the way.
Yeah, so it helps you understand like the bigger picture.
It does. It really does.
Right.
So let's get down to the interview itself.
All right.
What's the first question that RoleCatcher suggests we tackle?
Okay, so the first one is often about your motivation.
Okay.
How did you become interested in the role of fire commissioner?
Okay.
This is your chance to really showcase your passion, your commitment to public service.
Okay, so it's not enough to just say, I like helping people.
No.
Like what kind of story would really make an impact here?
So think about like a specific experience that really lit that fire in you for fire service. Maybe it was like a childhood memory, a mentor that really inspired you, or a defining moment in your career that really solidified your dedication.
I like that.
Whatever you choose, make sure it's genuine and reflects the values of a fire commissioner. So leadership service and commitment to safety.
I like that. And that's a great point about aligning your story with the role.
Right.
And RoleCatcher can actually like analyze your story.
It can.
And give you feedback on how well it resonates with the values and expectations of a fire commissioner.
Absolutely. It's like having a personal interview coach who understands the fire service. But don't forget,
what's that?
Be prepared for those follow-up questions.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They might ask you, what are some of the biggest challenges you see? Or how do you plan to stay connected to the community?
Okay, so it's all about thinking a step ahead.
Exactly.
So we tackled the why behind your interest.
Right.
What's the next question on RoleCatcher's list?
All right, so the next one focuses on staying current. How do you keep up with the latest developments and trends in the fire and emergency services industry? So this shows that you're a lifelong learner, which is vital in a field that's constantly evolving. So it's not enough to just say, I read articles.
Right.
You really want to impress them.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Go beyond the basics.
Okay.
Mention specific publications, conferences, online forums, professional organizations that you're in.
Gotcha.
You can even get bonus points by mentioning cutting-edge technology. Or innovative fire prevention strategies that you're excited about.
And that's where RoleCatcher really shines.
It does.
Because it can provide like a curated list of resources based on your location and your career goals.
Exactly.
To help you kind of discover those new avenues.
Yeah, it's like a personalized research assistant.
I love that.
But don't forget about the follow-up questions.
Oh, yeah. What would those be?
How would you implement a new technology? Or what are some of the challenges in staying ahead?
Ooh, that's a good one.
In fire safety.
So being able to answer those follow-ups convincingly really shows you're not just reading headlines, but you're truly engaged with the evolution of fire service.
Exactly.
Now, question number 3 on RoleCatcher's list is all about preparedness, right?
Yes. How do you ensure that your department is adequately prepared for emergencies and disasters?
Okay, so it's not just about like having a plan, but about having a really good plan.
Right.
How can someone demonstrate that they've got what it takes?
So don't just talk theory. Give concrete examples of emergency preparedness plans that you've developed or implemented. Did you spearhead any collaborations with other agencies? What about community outreach programs, to educate residents about fire safety? Highlight those achievements.
I like it. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can provide incredibly valuable feedback.
It can.
Right? It can analyze those successful emergency preparedness plans.
Yes.
Identify best practices. And help you craft a response that just screams expertise.
Exactly. It takes your answer from good to exceptional.
Wow.
But you got to be ready for follow-up questions.
Okay, like what?
That delves a little deeper.
Right.
Like, what are the most important lessons you've learned?
That's a good one.
From past emergencies?
Yeah.
Or how do you make sure your team is mentally and emotionally prepared for a disaster?
Wow, those are great points.
Thank you.
It's not just about the logistics and procedures.
No.
But the human element.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of the human element,
okay,
let's move to a question that explores your leadership skills.
Okay.
How do you handle conflicts or disagreements within your department or with other agencies?
This is where you show you're like a mediator.
Okay.
And a diplomat.
Uh-huh.
Fire commissioners need to be good at navigating conflict.
Yeah.
And finding common ground.
So share a specific story of how you did that.
Yeah, where you successfully resolved a conflict.
Okay.
Highlighting your communication and problem-solving skills.
Okay, so it's all about showing you can handle those tough interpersonal situations. Right. And RoleCatcher's library of interview questions and answers, specifically those related to conflict resolution, can give you inspiration for your own response.
Absolutely. It's like learning from the best in the field.
Exactly.
And always anticipate those follow-up questions.
Oh, yeah. What would they be?
What's your approach to building consensus among stakeholders with differing opinions?
That's a tough one.
It is.
Yeah.
Or how do you keep morale up during times of disagreement?
Okay.
You know, within your department.
Yeah. Those are great examples of follow-up questions that really get to the core of your leadership style.
I do.
All right. Question number 5 is all about making those tough calls.
Yes. Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision as a fire commissioner?
Okay.
So this shows your judgment, your decisiveness,
yeah,
your ability to balance competing priorities.
Okay, so what kind of situation would really showcase those qualities?
Okay, so choose an example.
Okay.
That puts your leadership skills in the spotlight.
All right.
Could be budget cuts.
Okay.
A controversial policy, or a complex emergency situation.
Or you had to make quick decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And walk them through your thought process.
Okay.
Explain the factors you considered, the risks and benefits, the rationale behind your choice.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help analyze your example.
It can.
To make sure you're hitting those leadership traits.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. And it might even suggest some alternative examples.
Oh, wow.
From its database.
Well, that's cool.
That might be more impactful.
I like that.
But be prepared for those follow-up questions.
Yeah, like what?
How did you communicate your decision?
Oh, that's a good one.
To those affected.
Yeah.
Or, looking back, would you have made the same decision? And why not?
Those are great points.
Thank you.
It's about showing that you're not just a decision maker.
Right.
But a reflective leader.
Yeah.
Who learns and grows.
Exactly.
Now let's shift gears to a question that's incredibly important today.
Okay.
How do you ensure that your department is inclusive and diverse, and that all members are valued and respected?
This goes beyond just ticking boxes.
It does.
You're showcasing your commitment to creating a culture of belonging within the fire service.
Okay.
So share specific initiatives that you've championed.
Okay.
Recruitment strategies to attract diverse candidates, mentorship programs, or sensitivity training to create an inclusive environment.
So it's about showing you're actively working towards a more equitable and inclusive fire service.
Absolutely.
And RoleCatcher can actually analyze those current trends.
It can.
And best practices in diversity and inclusion.
It can.
And give you valuable insights to put in your answer.
Exactly. It can help ensure your approach is comprehensive and impactful.
I like that. And be ready for follow-up questions.
Of course. Like what?
Like, how do you measure the success of your initiatives?
Okay.
Or what steps would you take to address resistance to change within your department?
Those are great questions.
They are.
That test your commitment to this issue.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to question number 7.
Okay.
Which puts you right in the middle of a crisis.
All right.
Can you describe a time when you had to lead a team through a crisis or emergency situation?
So this is your chance to shine as a leader under pressure.
So it's not just about managing the crisis.
No.
But managing your team through it.
Exactly.
What would make a story really stand out here?
Okay, think about a situation where you had to make those critical decisions, delegate effectively, keep your team motivated.
Even when things are going crazy.
Exactly. Did you implement any innovative solutions or learn any valuable lessons?
That you could share?
Yeah.
I like it. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can provide some amazing insights.
It can.
Right? It can analyze your story.
Yeah.
Suggest ways to make it more compelling. Highlight those key leadership traits.
Right. And be prepared for those follow-up questions.
Like,
what were the biggest challenges you faced?
Okay.
Or how did you support your team's well-being?
During and after.
Exactly.
Those are great points.
Thank you.
It's about showing you're not just giving orders.
No.
But you're supporting and caring for your team.
Absolutely.
Now let's switch gears to resource management.
Okay.
How do you prioritize and allocate resources within your department?
Get ready for a budget balancing act.
So how can someone demonstrate that they can handle the pressure?
Share your approach to resource allocation. Highlight your use of data.
Okay.
Community feedback. Risk assessments.
All right.
And illustrate with a real-world example showing how you made tough decisions while ensuring safety and well-being.
And RoleCatcher can be helpful here.
Absolutely. Its AI can analyze successful strategies from other fire departments.
Wow.
Provide insights into best practices. Help you tailor your answer.
I like that.
To the community you're interviewing for.
Very cool. And be prepared for those follow-up questions.
Of course. Like what?
Like, how do you involve stakeholders in the process? Or what are your strategies for advocating for more funding?
Yeah. When needed.
Those are great questions.
They are.
It's all about showing you can be a strategic planner and a persuasive advocate.
Exactly.
Okay, we're getting close to the end of our list.
All right.
But this next question is critical.
Okay, let's hear it.
How do you ensure that your department complies with regulations and standards related to fire and emergency services?
Okay, so this might seem less exciting.
Yeah.
But it's crucial.
Yeah.
You need to highlight your attention to detail, your approach to auditing, and your commitment to training for your team.
So it's about showing you're not just a leader.
No.
But a responsible steward of public safety.
Exactly.
And here's where RoleCatcher's AI can really save the day.
I bet.
It can help you stay up to date on the latest fire safety regulations and standards.
That's right. It's like a legal expert in your corner.
Exactly.
I love that.
And be ready for those follow-up questions.
Of course. What are they?
Like, how do you communicate regulatory changes
to
your team? Or what steps do you take when you find a compliance issue?
Yeah.
Great points.
Thank you.
It's all about showing you're not just aware of the rules.
No.
But you're proactive
in
implementing and enforcing them.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But there's one more crucial aspect of interview prep.
Oh, there is.
That we need to address.
All right, I'm ready. Okay, so let's jump back into those interview questions. Remember, we've already tackled some big ones like why you're interested in the role, how you stay current, and how you handle emergency preparedness. Now let's get into a question that really gets to your leadership style.
Okay, I'm ready for a challenge.
Okay.
What's next?
So the next one focuses on conflict resolution.
Okay.
How do you handle conflicts or disagreements within your department or with other agencies? As fire commissioner, you'll be in situations where you'll need to mediate disputes.
Right.
Find solutions for everyone.
So it's not about avoiding conflict.
No.
But navigating it.
Exactly.
Okay, how do we approach this question?
So think back to a specific time where you successfully resolved a conflict. Maybe a disagreement between team members, a clash of opinions during a project, or a tense negotiation with another agency. Whatever you choose. Walk them through the steps you took. You know, to understand everyone's perspective, facilitate communication, and ultimately reach a resolution.
Okay, so it's all about demonstrating empathy, communication, and problem solving.
Yes, and RoleCatcher can help analyze your example.
Yeah, to make sure we're hitting on those skills.
Exactly, and it can also suggest other examples
from
its database of successful conflict resolution strategies.
I like that.
And remember, be prepared for follow-up questions.
Like what?
They might ask, how do you handle situations where there's no clear consensus?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is. Or what steps do you take to prevent conflicts from escalating?
Okay, so it's about showing you're not just reactive, but proactive.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to a question that really tests judgment and decision-making.
Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision as a fire commissioner? So this is designed to see how you weigh priorities,
right,
analyze situations, and make choices under pressure.
So it's not just about making a decision, but making the right one.
Exactly.
What kind of example would really show that?
Okay, so think about a situation with no easy answers.
Okay.
Maybe budget cuts, where you had to prioritize services, a controversial policy that you had to implement despite opposition, or an emergency where you had to make split-second decisions.
Wow, yeah, that would be tough.
It is. So walk them through your thought process.
Okay.
Explain the factors, the risks and benefits, and the reasons behind your choice.
So it's about showing you're not afraid of those tough choices.
Right.
You can analyze things objectively.
Yep.
And you're guided by the community's best interest.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher's AI can help you analyze this.
Yeah, to make sure we're showing those leadership traits.
Exactly. And it can also suggest other examples from its database.
That's awesome.
Of real-world scenarios.
That's great. And be ready for follow-ups.
Of course. Like,
maybe. How did you communicate your decision? Or, looking back, would you have made the same choice? Why or why not?
Those are great follow-up questions.
They are. It's about showing you're not just decisive.
No.
But reflective.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears to a question that's so important.
Right.
How do you ensure that your department is inclusive and diverse, and that all members are valued and respected?
This goes beyond checking boxes.
It does.
It's about a culture of belonging, where everyone feels welcome, respected, empowered to contribute.
So it's not just diversity in numbers.
No.
But in thought and experience.
Right. How do you demonstrate your commitment?
Yeah.
So share initiatives you've championed to promote diversity and inclusion, recruitment strategies that target a wider range of candidates, mentorship programs to support underrepresented groups, sensitivity training to foster a respectful environment.
So it's about showing you're not just talking.
Right. Exactly. And RoleCatcher can help here.
Yeah, I bet.
It can analyze trends and best practices to give you a broader perspective. Yeah. And it can help identify blind spots.
So it's like a diversity and inclusion expert.
Exactly. And don't forget those follow-up questions.
Yeah. What would they be?
They might ask, how do you measure the success of your initiatives?
Oh, okay.
Or what steps would you take to address resistance to change, within your department?
Those are tough questions.
They are, but important.
They are. Okay, moving on to a question that puts you right in the middle of a crisis.
Can you describe a time when you had to lead a team through a crisis or emergency situation?
Right.
This is your chance to shine under pressure.
It's all about showing you're the kind of leader who steps up, not back, when things go wrong.
Exactly what kind of story would work here?
Yeah.
Think about a situation like a major fire, a natural disaster, a hazmat incident, anything that tested your leadership.
Gotcha.
Walk them through the steps you took to assess the situation, make a plan, communicate with your team, and overcome those challenges.
So showcasing you can think clearly, act decisively, and motivate your team.
Under pressure, and RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your example.
To really show those traits.
Yes, and suggest ways to make your story more compelling.
Oh, cool. I like it.
And don't forget about follow-up questions.
Like what?
What were the biggest challenges?
Okay.
Or how did you support your team's well-being during and after?
Wow, those are great.
Thank you.
It's about showing you care about your people.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's shift to resource management.
All right.
How do you prioritize and allocate resources within your department?
All right, so this is about being a good steward of public funds and making sure resources are used well.
So it's not just about spending.
No.
But spending wisely.
Right. How do you convince them? Share your approach.
Okay.
Highlight data-driven decisions, community input, risk assessments.
Okay.
And a real-world example can help.
Right.
Where you had to make choices.
Yeah.
Allocate resources and explain your decisions.
It's about showing you can make those tough calls.
Yes.
And that every dollar counts.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher can help here.
Oh, cool. How?
Its AI can analyze successful strategies from other departments, give you insights, and help tailor your answer.
Awesome. I like that. And don't forget follow-ups.
Of course. Like what?
Maybe. How do you balance the needs of different stakeholders?
Good one.
Or what do you do to ensure transparency in the budget?
Okay, so it's about showing you're not just a number cruncher.
Right.
You understand the impact.
On people.
Exactly.
Okay, on to a question that might seem less glamorous.
All right.
But is really important.
How do you ensure that your department complies with regulations and standards related to fire and emergency services?
Okay.
So this is about showing your commitment to safety and professionalism. It's about knowing the rules and enforcing them.
So being a responsible leader?
Exactly. How do you approach this?
Yeah.
Highlight your attention to detail.
Okay.
Your commitment to training. Your approach to auditing. Have you implemented any systems to make it easier?
Okay.
Or led initiatives to improve safety?
Okay, so it's about showing you're leading the way.
Right. And RoleCatcher can be a resource here.
I bet. How so?
Its AI can help you stay up to date.
Oh, wow.
On the latest regulations and standards.
Like a legal expert.
Exactly.
And don't forget those follow-ups.
Like, how do you communicate regulatory changes?
Okay.
Or what steps do you take when you find a compliance issue?
They really make you think.
They do.
Okay, we've covered a lot.
We have.
But there's one more crucial aspect.
Oh, really?
Of interview prep.
Okay.
We need to address.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, we're back and ready to tackle that final element of interview preparation.
All right.
The one that can really set you apart from other candidates.
Absolutely.
It's about going beyond just answering questions and showcasing your passion.
Right.
Your unique value.
Yeah.
And your commitment to the fire service.
You got it. It's about showing you're not just qualified, but passionate about serving your community and leading the way.
In fire safety.
Exactly.
So how can someone really convey that passion and commitment in an interview?
It's not always easy.
No.
Especially under pressure.
Right.
Well, it starts with being authentic and genuine. Let your enthusiasm shine through. Share stories that show your dedication. Talk about the challenges and rewards that motivate you and connect your values to the mission of the department.
That's a great point about aligning your values with the departments. It shows you're invested in the mission.
And committed to that community.
Exactly.
Remember, they're not just looking for someone to answer questions.
Right.
They want someone who inspires confidence, who shows leadership potential, and genuinely cares.
It's about showing you're not just a candidate.
Right.
But a future leader.
A champion of safety.
And dedicated to your community.
That's what RoleCatcher can help you achieve.
That's the power of it.
It's not just about prepping for the interview. It's about showcasing your best self.
Yeah. And your unique value.
Absolutely, by using RoleCatcher.
Yeah.
You're not just getting ready for an interview. You're on a journey
I like that.
of professional growth and self-discovery.
It's about investing in your future, equipping yourself with the tools to succeed.
In this field.
Absolutely. Yeah. And who knows?
What's that?
Maybe one day we'll be interviewing you.
Oh, wow.
For a deep dive.
I like that.
Into your amazing career.
That would be amazing.
As fire commissioner.
Fingers crossed.
But until then.
Yeah.
Keep striving. Keep learning.
Absolutely.
And keep those fires burning.
Metaphorically, of course.
Safety first always.
Yes.
And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive.
Right.
We hope you found it informative and inspiring.
Yeah.
Remember, with the right preparation
and
RoleCatcher by your side, you can achieve those goals.
Absolutely.
And make a difference.
Good luck with your interview.
And stay safe out there.